This past summer, a young woman named Elizabeth Robinson Cross worked with the summer education team from Riverside United Church. Elizabeth is a person who has had, by her own description, an interesting life. In a conversation with Matthew Penny, Elizabeth describes her faith, her life, and some of the challenges she has overcome.
Liz, I want to call you by the right name. Tell me, if you can, in 25 words or less, where you found your faith.
When I was 7.5, I was in a car accident, and my sister and my mom died, and it just brought me closer to having to rely on something that I knew was always there.
But faith was always there before the crash?
It was there before, but not as much, and then it really strengthened at the car accident.
Now that's been a number of years ago. The time has gone by. Has your faith stayed pretty good, or has it gone up and down in the time since then?
My faith has definitely strengthened from then on. I don't think I could get any stronger, but everybody can always grow in it.
Well, sometimes faith it feels strong, and then you feel weak, but then it feels strong again. That was a pretty traumatic event. I don't want to push you too hard on that, because it was probably pretty bad memories, and but that changed your life seriously. But you had life issues before that too, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Tell me about those.
When I was younger, my mom and I had an odd relationship, and it was kind of a lot of abuse and neglect, and got taken from her care into my Nana's. And then at 5, after my sister had been born, we'd been sent to a foster family.
Right.
Because of abuse to my sister. And after that, we stayed with the foster family, and then the car accident happened. So
now, after the car accident, did you stay with that family or go to a different family?
I got transferred to another foster family here in London.
Right. And
the reasons were because my foster dad had felt it was a burden for me to stay there, and it was just too sad.
Well, pretty traumatic for him too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now, living in London, did you get involved with a church when you get back up here, or when you get up here?
Yeah, when I moved to London, my mom started taking me to a church near my aunt so we could all go as a family.
Right.
And I made some really good friends who went to school with me, and I've stayed really connected with the youth groups and the youth minister, and we're all pretty close there.
Now that's Riverside?
Yes, that's
right.
Riverside.
So you've been at Riverside a whole lot of years.
I've been at Riverside since just before my 8th birthday.
Wow. So you're, and have you done confirmation there now?
I just finished confirmation this past spring.
Right.
It was a lot of fun.
That's good to hear. Sometimes confirmation is hard, but I know with your story, you must have had some real questions about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and how they work in your life when you went through that process.
Well, I also go to a Catholic school, so we have religion, and I learned a lot in grade 9 about myself. And then grade 10, it wasn't as much of it as I already had learned. So confirmation was just kind of recapping my entire faith.
Now, are you currently involved beyond Riverside Church doing something or anything?
Right now I'm part of the Summer SALT team.
Okay, what's a SALT team?
Summer Adventure Leadership Team.
What do they do?
We go around to different presbyteries and churches throughout the summer, and we put on a camp.
Right.
A day camp for children ages 5 to 12. And it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. And you've been to Youth Forum?
Youth Forum was a pretty big highlight.
Yeah. Was this your first year going?
This was my first year.
How'd you like it?
It was a lot of fun. Very cold and wet, but...
Oh, the weather was.
The weather was pretty bad, but we made a lot of friends, so...
That's good. Now, when you get with a bunch of young people like that at Youth Forum, do you find your faith is different from theirs, or are they all on the same page, or how's it work out?
We mostly have the same ideas.
Okay.
Some of us just have stronger. Some are still curious. Like, that was kids aged grade 8 to university level.
Right.
So it was a lot of fun. And my entire youth group pretty much went. Maybe 2 or 3 didn't, but it was a lot of fun.
So but you're still learning with your faith.
Yes.
You're not done learning. Well, I'm interested because with all that you've been through, and I don't want to dwell on that too much, and the fact you have such a strong faith, I'm kind of surprised that someone hasn't said to you, Liz, that, you know what, you should be a minister. Has anyone ever said that to you?
A couple people have been like, you have a way with describing things about God and everything, but I don't know if I'd be a minister per se, but maybe something kind of like it.
So you're not ruling it out yet?
Not ruling it out.
Well, let's try something. Let's try. You say you have a good way of describing things. Well, describe God to me in 25 words.
God is everywhere, and he's all around you, and he's an omnipresent person, well, being.
Yeah.
So much.
So you're not worried whether God's male or female?
Nope, not at all.
Not a big issue. Well, it must make you very at home then with the United Church, because the United Church of Canada is very open about views and things like that. And Riverside's been your church home for a whole lot of years now. So.
8 or 9, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're comfy there.
Yes.
You're comfy with the United Church theology. If you were thinking about the United Church, and in fact about Riverside, don't think about Riverside particularly. With your SALT team experience, you get to go around and see other churches, and with the youth forum, you get to talk about other churches.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest issue, the big thing we need to think about as a church going into the future?
Well, it came up at youth forum that we should think about outreach into the community of like teaching children my age and younger about God.
So they're not getting God, so you need to get out and tell them about God.
Or just make it aware that it's there.
Well, you think a lot of people in our society just don't think about religion or faith at all?
I'd say part of our population doesn't. I know some kids who this camp this summer was the first time they've ever been in a church, which
Really?
is kind of like...
Well, that's normal, because the statistics say that only 25 or 30% of the population goes to church. So that means 70% of the people out there don't, and they may have no idea what goes on in a church. So you're going to change that, are you?
I'm hoping with some help of other people that it would be able to go better.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You ever told stories to a group of little kids?
We do it every week, every single day.
Is that right? Wonderful. And do they listen though?
Yeah, we put on a skit for them.
Okay, and they get
of the Bible story.
Yeah, a skit of the Bible story, and that way they can understand it.
Yep.
Cool.
At the end of the week, we have them presented to the parents, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Now, you're very positive about your faith. You're very positive about God, and I want to go back to what we started talking about at the beginning. And I'm a little bit surprised, maybe some of our viewers would be surprised too, that you're not angry at God. Because you got dealt a lot of things, other than the car accident, there's a lot of stuff that got dealt to you, and we don't need to talk about everything. But some people would be really mean and bitter and upset about that. You're not. How come?
Well, I guess just because of the car accident, and since I was the only one who survived it, I felt that I was, like, my family calls me a miracle because I was the only person who survived it. And I can't be mad at God for anything because he saved me from that. It could be a lot worse.
Everything could get worse, eh? But you really feel the hand was there to touch you, to help you, to get you through that.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. I read in your book that you wrote about this. I read your accounts and all this about the wonderful stuff that you've had besides that, and you've done some really neat things. What are your plans when you're done school, high school, and you're in grade 11 this year? What are your plans when you're done high school?
I'm planning to go to McMaster for social and life sciences.
What does that mean?
I want to do the training to become a child psychologist.
Oh, wow. Okay, good
or
for you.
One of my other things to be is like an education assistant or with special needs children.
So you want to work with kids somewhere along the way?
Yes.
I think you got the gift for that. You know, and you like it. And you got to do something you like. And you obviously love children. I've seen you work at Vacation Bible School at Lambeth in the summer. You like kids.
Yes, they're lots of fun. Good.
Well, you know, Liz, I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope your life just keeps going, as much fun as you've had so far.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching today. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Please join us again, and remember you can always visit us on the web at lifeandfaith.ca. We do appreciate your support of local television programming. Have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.